Alright, what is up, everybody? Shadow Scout 0013 here, coming in with just a quick video about the Imperial Remnant. Was going through a few different lists and ideas and trying to hash out a few things, and I guess either wanted to ask for advice as well as show you some lists that I think are pretty good, and also if you have any other Imperial Remnant lists that you've either found successful or that you really like, you can post it in the comments down below, post it in the Discord, whatever you want to do, but I'll go through a few of them. I'll make this kind of like a little bit different, like an older video that I used to do. I used to kind of do just talk about theme lists and stuff instead of going through breakdowns and specific units. So just kind of wanted to go back in time and do one of these. So just a few housekeeping things. You can fast forward probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes. You'll probably get through this. But first, if you haven't already joined the Discord, go ahead and join the Discord. There's lots of stuff and list building help that we have going on. You're welcome to ask questions. You're welcome to, post your lists or any ideas, or if you have any tactics. I was talking to Lila earlier, and I know she's definitely in several other Discords and stuff, but, you know, I've tried a Maul and Mando list in Shadow Collective, and I like it. And 9 activations is very low for me. So she usually likes to play 8 activations or possibly 9 because she wants more of a synergistic feel and what they can do combo wise. I like Empire because numbers as well, and I can usually fit around 11 activations in most Empire lists and still maintain a ton of heavies. So if you're interested in that, you can also join the Discord and kind of look everything over. If you've got tactic questions, definitely feel free to post it in the general chat. I love talking about strategy and what people do and the math behind it all. So if you've got ideas or if you talk about it, feel free to please post it in the Discord. Also, if you haven't already, you can go ahead and join the Discord. This is going to help with the giveaways, like what's going on right now. There's a giveaway still going on that I will announce next week, probably on the YouTube channel, the community, so that everyone can see, just in case you don't have to miss it. And then you'll just get in contact with me and whatnot. But yeah, there's a $25 gift card going on, and yeah, just be a subscriber and leave a comment. That's how you enter, and then you get a bonus point if you're in the Discord. That's just kind of how it works. As well, if you haven't already, you can go to theburnacademy.com and subscribe for $15 a month, and there you're going to get 3, 4, 5, and 6-day week workout programs, corrective exercise programs, at-home workout, 30-minute torture programs in case you're short on time, stuff to do with your abs, 120 different recipes, ways to track your progress, coaching videos. There's so much to make you look like a pro and to know what you're doing in the gym, to do it right, make it efficient, and make sure that you're using those muscles to stay strong and play at tournaments. Basically, we want to keep your lower back and your limbs nice and strong. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the Imperial Remnant lists. Again, make sure you're a subscriber and leave a comment down below to try to win that giveaway. So I have Moff Gideon with improvised orders in the Darksaber, and most of the time when I have Gideon, I'm trying to attach the Darksaber, mostly for the immune to pierce, impact 1, and pierce 1, and the demoralize. I mean, it gives you a ton of stuff to kind of make sure that he stays alive a little bit longer. And I also really like him because he's courage 3, and then he surges to defense with that red die save. So it's basically he's got Beskar, and he surges to crit. Tactical 1, sharpshooter 1, not bad, but it's only range 1 to 2, so you're trying to keep him back. And the only time he's going to shoot anyway, if someone's getting that close, you kind of want something other than just 2 red dice to help you out. So I think that all of that's going to wind up helping that Darksaber, is going to help out Moff Gideon. So he comes out really to 120 points most of the time whenever I'm making a list with him. And then you got to include, deaths, scouts, storms, and shores in your list, and you have to have at least one of each before you can double up on anything. Well, of these. Now you can have, your 2 Dark Troopers, but you're probably going to have one of each of anyway. And then I've got a DLT on the Death Troopers, mostly for the range 4 at impact, the surge to hit. In another list, I've changed it up, but that's just something I have on here for them. I've got the T-21, which is critical 2 at range 1 to 3, and then at range 1 to 2, if everyone is still alive, that's a lot of dice, critical 2. You're rolling 8 black dice plus 4 white with precise 1 to make sure that you're re-rolling as much as possible. So that kind of makes them a little bit more efficient with their dice rolls. I've got the Stormtroopers with the T21B, and mostly because they've got Precise 1 and Surge to Hit. Yes, it is Critical 1, Range 1 to 4, but, having two Surges rolled, especially maybe if you roll 1 or 2 on the white dice and the black dice are hits or misses and you need to re-roll those black dice, that Precise 1 just kind of helps re-roll a lot of dice. So that's why I figured the T21B, the T21B would be awesome on them. Now, on the shores, I just have the regular T21 again because of that critical 2 at range 3. So here you'd be rolling, 8 dice, critical 2, 4 black, 4 white. It's not bad at range 1 to 3. And then if you give them an order, they get an aim. If they're outside of range 2 from Gideon, they get an aim or a dodge. Same thing with all the other ones. If you're outside of range 2 of your commander, you have independent aim or dodge. And that's really great for the Death Troopers. Amazing for these Scout Troopers because they're probably going to wind up being farther away than range 2 than your commander. So usually using targeting scopes on the Scout Troopers is kind of something I would recommend because then you're getting the chance to reroll a lot and you have that aim for free anyway. And then with the T21, getting to have Sharpshooter along top of, hopefully rolling the hits and surging to crit because you don't surge naturally, so that critical 2 is really going to help. And then the Imperial Darks. So the Dark Troopers, I've got 1 with the Myrtleizer and the Frag Launcher, 1 because it's cheaper this way, and 2 because you would want to, I would say, use Gideon's 2-pip, you have something I want, to move these Dark Troopers as close as possible to your enemy and have that blast and eventually get close. These guys can stay kind of closer to Gideon because it's longer range here. And then Imperial Dark Trooper, just a regular one, again, to save on points. Yeah, it's not as much firepower and there's no blast and stuff like that. But, if you're inside range 2, you get programmed loyalty. If you're outside range 2, you still get an aim or a dodge because of the independent for all units outside of that range 1 to 2. So it kind of is amazing to give all of these guys almost free tokens in a way, especially if they're outside of range 2. But the shores, if you keep close, they're getting into a free aim no matter what. The Imperial Dark Troopers here could get a free aim anytime. And then you're probably going to keep the Scout Troopers outside of range 2 because they got Scout 3. And yeah, he's not a very, supportive commander. But if you're just trying to hopefully play the Darks and have a high courage commander, he's probably going to be the best one. And it's Imperial Remnant theme. So there's a list. There's 2 lists I have that aren't quite Imperial Remnant, but you'll see how fun they could be. This would come out to 9 activations, and for the command cards, you really are limited to what you can bring. All right, and then so Boba and Darks this time. So you have a regular Imperial officer with the improvised orders, Boba Fett with Seize, Hunter, and the Flame Projector. More than likely, he's going to have an order every single round. So especially with the Seize. So that's why he's not going to gain from Independent. So I have Hunter on there, and then the Flame Projector just to give him extra aims in case he needs it. I have an Imperial Dark Trooper with the Frag and Assault Cannon and Programmed Loyalty, so the most expensive one. And then the other one has the Frag Launcher and the Assault Cannon, so kind of what you would normally bring with Boba to make them a little bit more lethal with his 3-pip. And then I've got 2 Shores, one with a Medical Droid, and then 2 Mortars, again for that long-range assault. It's 10 activations with the Darks, or the Double Darks. And you're mostly bringing all of Boba Fett's cards. So the only time that he wouldn't get an order, or possibly 2 times, is with his 1 and this 2-pip. The 2-pip is going to be great to give to the heavies, and then maybe if you have to have Boba if you need Boba to have an order, I should say, then you can use Seize the Initiative. And then with the Simple Man, yes, it doesn't give him Marksman if you give him the order, but it allows your Dark Troopers to get a little bit closer with that free Speed 1 move if they're at range 1 of him, which just helps them get a little bit closer and do even more damage. And again, he'll have an order to at least move out of the way or do what he needs to do. So that's why it's kind of like practically every round he's going to have something. And then the Jetpack Rocket, again, to just keep the blast impact 2. He's got Sharpshooter 2 anyway, so if you're firing against the air speeders or any kind of like Fluttercraft or whatever that has cover 2, that's immune to blast, at least he's going to have the Sharpshooter 2 to get rid of that, and then the Impact 2 and all that other good stuff. So Yeah, and his 3-pip being able to possibly give those orders to the Dark Troopers and himself, and then use those Dark Troopers to add an extra black dice to, even better. Especially with that frag, with blast and all that good stuff. Amazing. Yeah, and then a double dark and a double bike. So this would come out to 11 activations, and I'm trying to make sure I either somehow have some heavies or it's just a big threatening list somehow. So I have the Imperial Officer just naked. I've got a Stormtrooper unit with the HH-12 just for that extra impact and because it's low on points. The Death Troopers have the T-21B this time, so another range 1 to 4. They surge to hit, and they because of precise 2, I've given them the T-21B just in case it's unreliable. But critical 1 and then regularly surging is nice to have. And it's 4 dice at range 1 to 4, really good. And then the other guys can join in with the suppressive black, and then yeah, so that's pretty nice. Scout Troopers have just the DLT 20 or the DLT 19 Stormtrooper, that's only 20 points. And it has the impact and a sharpshooter 1, so maybe in case there is, the Fluttercraft or the airspeeder that has cover 1, the sharpshooter will take that away, and then you have impact still. So that's kind of another reason why I thought the Scout Troopers with the DLT 19 would be really nice. That little extra sharpshooter always helps with the impact, and especially anything that has cover and armor. Yeah, that's the only reason why you do that. So sharpshooter, or shore troopers, I should say. Man, you have the T-21 regular with the targeting scopes, kind of like similarly to what I did with the Scout Troopers last time, but this time on the shore troopers. And I have those targeting scopes on them because, having no surge and critical 2 with, 4 black, 4 white, you might want to have that aim just in case. And then I've got 2 speeder bikes to go forward, and then just 2 dark troopers with the assault cannon to save on points to get as many activations in there as I can. And then the speeder bikes are going to be great if you have bombing run or anything like that. The Imperial Dark Troopers are going to come in behind the speeder bikes, so they either can shoot at the bikes or the Dark Troopers, and then every one of your other units have a heavy somehow to keep contributing to whatever objective you have, and then you just got your regular Imperial Officer. And then if you had to nominate someone, at least your Death Troopers are red dice, surge defense, and courage 2, so they could be your leader. I'm not sure if you're allowed to use the Dark Troopers as your leaders, but if so, then I would use your Dark Troopers as your leader instead of your Imperial Officer because of that null courage. So that's one way to do it. Again, that's 11 activations. You've got, again, a heavy on everything, 2 bikes, 2 darks. I love it. Sorry. All right, so an Imperial Remnant theme list would be a Moff Gideon with the Darksaber, just to at least have that, again, demoralize, immune to pierce, especially when you've got Force users everywhere. I have 3 Naked Storms, just trying to do objectives. And then you have 3 Dewback Riders with Tenacity and the RT-97C for that range 1 to 4. And then you have 2 Dark Troopers, again, with the Assault Cannon, and both of them have programmed loyalty, just to make sure they're always keeping that aim whenever possible. But this gives you 5 threats and tons of armor, and it's going to be a hard choice for them to pick whether they want Dark Troopers or the Dewback Riders. And they're either wasting their armor shots on the Imperial Dark Troopers, and your Dewback Riders can just go in and eat everybody, or they're using their shots on the Dewback Riders to get that armor-piercing stuff versus ignoring the Dark Troopers and eventually getting the Dark Troopers going ham on them. So this is a very scary list to me, and I wouldn't be worried about Force users, mostly because your leader's immune to pierce, and then the Dark Troopers going twice, having a red and a white, yeah, no surging or anything, but still you're throwing a ton of dice each time at them. So chances are they're probably going to be able to take out that Force user pretty easily. And, breakthrough, intercept, key positions, bombing run could be good, especially when you have Gideon's cards and whatnot. Yeah. And then last, I have a Dark Death list. Again, 11 activations to keep, technically 9, but with the Dark Troopers, double dark, you get those extra order tokens, improvised orders on the Imperial Officer. You've got a regular Dark Trooper with the Assault Cannon, and then another one with the Assault Cannon and Programmed Loyalty that's going to stay closer to the Imperial Officer. You've got 3 Death Troopers that have one that has the DLT, range 4 and impact. You could change it if you wanted to. There's 4 points left. You can change it to an RT-97C, which is on the other one. And then you have the 1 Death Troopers with the T-21B, again, because of that precise 2. And then, having the range 4 config on there, being able to throw 4 black and then a red and 3 white. That's a good amount of dice. It's 8 dice at range 4. Surging to hit. You could do the same thing again with this one. Have, 6 at range 4 black, 6 black, and then 2 white, but you got the precise 2. That's really nice to have. Again, with the impact, if you needed impact, you don't have to have the DLT 19, but I figured it would be very similar to the Death Trooper Heavy, which is 30 points, 10 more for a white dice. So no thanks. I can just kind of cheat that a little bit and just go with the DLT 19. Then you've got just some naked cores, nothing on the storms, shores, or scouts. Trying to just let them go after objectives, and then you've got your Death Troopers that are also trying to possibly go after objectives because of the red dice saves. It's just mostly a Death Trooper and Dark Trooper kind of list. I just wanted something that would be fun. At least they search the defense on red dice, and these guys, they're just the Dark Troopers. They're, dark days ahead. But that's really it, guys. Hopefully you've gotten a few ideas off of this, and or will criticize me on just having the Assault Cannon on the Dark Troopers. Having 8 health on red dice saves with armor is kind of similar to everything else, and they are going to be throwing still a ton of dice twice each round. So, in order to save points and to really build another good support list, then by all means do it. I like this one, the Moff Dews and Darks. If you have any comments on this or anything like that, go ahead and post them down below. Let me know what you think, and if you do wind up playing any of them, please post in the comments that you played it and you won, or in the Discord. So if you haven't already, go ahead and head to that Discord and join up. Definitely start asking away for list building help or whatever you need, and then head to the Clan of Shadows, where you'll have gotten this video early for a few days, because I'm going to try to start doing these on Tuesday and have them out by Thursday, just because of the way that the schedule is going to start being, and because I'm now going to try the league going on for Friday Night Fights, just to see what's going on. And then if you haven't already, head to the Burn Academy, subscribe for $15 a month, and there you can get all the workouts you need. It's as flexible as possible to make it work out for everybody, all body types, whatever is going on. So yeah, let me know what you think about all of that. And other than that, I really want to give a wonderful shout out to the Patreon members, Kitsune, Emperor Atlantis, Tyson, and the Shadow Commander, Anthony Estrada. Thank you so much, especially for what you do in the Discord and for all you bring. And hopefully we'll get you guys some articles in the future about different tournaments. And yeah, all right, guys, y'all take it easy. May the force be with you, and hopefully y'all had a happy 4th of July. If you live in America, obviously. Deuces.